And, of course, we got our hurricane specialist, Bryan Norcross, right now on the horn to give us the latest on the 5 o'clock update. Bryan, it's been amazing to watch you the entire time. We're talking about this. How close is it going to get? Is it going to get drawn into the Big Island? You got some answers right now.
Well, it looks like it is going to pass south of the Big Island, but the question is it going to essentially dissipate and reform? That's what the National Hurricane Center is asking. And so the idea of a continuous track may not be realistic. This may just be a real freak kind of thing. On the other hand, it may be just south far enough that that doesn't happen. If it were really interacting with the mountain in a big way, I think a real freaky thing would happen. We would have a discontinuous track. Now it's something like 50-50 on what's going to happen. I'll show you in a second. All right. So first of all, 75-mile-an-hour winds is what they're holding at 5 o'clock, although we are seeing some stronger winds in the eye wall. So we'll see if it goes to 80 before this interaction weakens it even more. And they have northwest on it, which is kind of an average motion. We'll look at that in detail in a second. And they're estimating 988 millibars, 65 miles south-southeast of South Point on the Big Island of Hawaii right now. All right, on the visible, and you can see the track there. So if you just take this average, recent average, the idea is you get kind of a northwest movement. Now, what in the world is going to happen here? So there's the eye. We see it getting clouded over, and we'll talk about that in a second. But we also see on this side, look at this. This is a really healthy looking eye wall structure over here. So the right side of the storm, well, the right side, as you look at it that way, is really healthy. The left side is unhealthy, and that's because of the mountains. Let's go close in here and take a look at this flow. So the flow is coming around like this, and then we have these mountains right here. And look, you can see them. Look over here, the clouds aren't moving much at all because some are getting over the mountain, but it's a whole different regime on the west side of those very tall mountains. So what's happening is this air is coming in here, slamming into the mountains, and then getting diverted down here. It's also getting diverted up, by the way, around that side as well. And so it's coming down here, and it's cutting a notch into the eye here. So this part of the eye is sort of dissipated over here. Now, the question is that process going to continue to where it really just disrupts the eye, and we end up with like the eye kind of just totally disorganized and then reforming later? And where would it reform? Hold that thought, and I'll show you in a second when we look at the radar. All right, first of all, let's check and see what's going on right now. And here you can really see the wind comes in. It gets deflected in two different directions. So the strongest winds are down here and up here. And look at this one at Pu'umali, which is way up the mountain on the north side, gusting to 67 now. So that's that wind getting squeezed around those tall mountains. And then we go over to Maui, and same thing here. Here comes the wind into the mountain there. And on the south side and the north side, you get the strong gusts, where other places where you don't have that, you don't get those kind of gusts yet. It's coming there, but it's just not there yet. And then we go over to Oahu, gusting to 39 at HNL. That's the main Honolulu airport there. So this band idea outside of the main storm is expanding on off to the west. Now, here's the velocity that we talked about there, okay, and you see it here, and I measured that 75 to 85 miles an hour now. And that's aloft, though. That's way up there. So this has been inching up all day. So if the mountains weren't goofing with this thing, this would be an intensifying hurricane. But with this side of the eye wall getting kind of X'd out, it can only do so much. So that's why they're not, calling for intensification. Also, look up here. This is another band of strong winds right here that's coming in. So the winds are very strong on this part of the Big Island. We can't see that clearly on the radar, but that's a very strong band that's moving in there, enhancing that squeezing of the wind around the islands. Okay, here's the radar now. So what you see is, look, here's a half an eye wall over here that looks better and better formed all the time. This side over here has nothing because it's getting goofed up for what I showed you. Here's the band coming in with those strong winds and very heavy rain up against the mountain. We've already had more than a foot of rain in some places, so this rain is just going to really add up now. Let's look at it close up, and you can see what's happening here. Here's the really strong wind. See it? It's right in here is the line, more or less, where the really strong winds are to the south, and then lighter winds to the north, but still plenty of moisture kind of slamming up against those mountains, and it's falling back down, and that all has to run downstream, and you see some of it does make it over to the other side. All right, then here's the deal that the Hurricane Center is debating about and thinking about. Look what happens here when you split this wind like this. You create low pressure over here. So this is a kind of a big low pressure system, and when hurricanes or tropical systems interact with mountains, sometimes the eye gets so goofed up that this eye essentially dies and this low takes over here and then continues on. So essentially what happens is the system jumps up there. It doesn't track up there. It just kind of reforms on the back of the mountain. The big question here is this far enough south of that mountain that this circulation survives and just kind of tracks over here in some fashion? Or is it just going to get too goofed up over the next few hours? So we're all going to watch this together and see, but in any case, a system is going to evolve and then come over here. All right, let's take a look at what that means in terms of the winds. Here's what the Hurricane Center, where it says the tropical storm force winds are right now, extend out that far. These are hurricane force gusts, and the hurricane force sustained are that little area right down there. Okay, so watch as we go. So here we are now, midday Hawaii time, moving forward to 2 p.m., and you see that's about the closest approach here, coming up in just a couple of hours. Then we move on through now to 6 a.m. or Sunday a.m., so 8 a.m. This is 8 p.m. I don't know why it says Sunday a.m. there. 8 p.m. Hawaii time. So moving on through this evening, and you see Maui and Molokai getting the wind there. And then we move to tomorrow, and you see Honolulu getting the wind there. That's tomorrow morning. So I don't know why our yes, I do know why, but anyway, ignore those down there. This is what counts up here. But you notice what the Hurricane Center is doing is they're weakening the storm. They're thinking that this interaction with this mountain is going to cause a reformation over here and then a weaker storm moving forward. Again, it's a very close call on whether this thing survives and we end up with a little stronger storm. But the idea is a tropical storm moving south of the islands, impacting all the islands with heavy rain, especially on the windward side, and then moving away on Sunday night into Monday morning. Okay, so let's take a look at that rainfall, because this is going to be, I think, in the end, the big news, although the wind on the southern part of Hawaii Island is going to be significant for some people. So that heavy rain there, that's where we're going to get the up to 2 feet of rain. But also very heavy rain on the windward side. That's the Hana side. The road to Hana is really dramatic. If you've never done that, it's incredible. Of Maui and then Molokai and Oahu, all of these are subject to flooding if a band goes right over that area, and the same thing with Kauai. So, guys, it's complicated. What can you say about the meteorology of it? In the end, it might just be, okay, we have a hurricane. It bumps partially into this mountain. It weakens some. We have a tropical storm moving south of the islands, and we get the moisture over the islands. So, but exactly how the circulation works and exactly how the storm works, really remains to be seen. It is a close call on whether those mountains are going to super disrupt it or just disrupt it a bit as it moves on by. But as we saw, the closest approach should be in the next 2 to 3 hours. And then it'll be moving away, and we'll see exactly what shape everything is in. Okay, guys?
Yeah, Brian, I mean, it's an interesting setup, especially when you start to feel the impacts of the mountains and how that, can create this disjointed track. One thing Bob and I were chatting about behind the scenes is we really haven't heard any discussion of any tornadic threat, but there is some mid-level drier air, and a lot of times that can cause some extra rotation. It's another boundary going in there. You've got the speed shear.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's even a possibility, or is that something that maybe we should be just keeping on the back burner, or is that really not anything that you're concerned with?
Well, if you have tropical air in general, you don't really get many tornadoes. Like in Florida, you don't get a lot of tornadoes from systems moving from the south. When they're coming from the warm water, and you don't have what we have in the United States is that super dry air. Now, we had that dry air, you're absolutely right, just to the north. And I'm not enough of a Hawaii guy with all this, the dynamics of these mountains and so forth, to know if that's different. My sense is that is a thicker kind of dry air than in the tropics than you get, and it's a different configuration of the atmosphere than you get when you have a hurricane moving north into the land, where you get the land friction and all those other things involved. But it is an interesting question. What's a tornado, right? If the mountain is involved and the air starts spinning in the lee of the mountain, is that a tornado, or is that something different?
Right.
So I don't think we're going to get supercell tornadoes, but there are other kinds of spinning things that you can get.
Yeah, a little stretch under the column of air, all of a sudden you pick up a nice little rotation. A water spout coming ashore, you never know, absolutely. But there you go. A great report, Brian. Thank you so much for dissecting it. He's just like, a defensive coordinator in football. X's and O's, you got it down for us perfectly. Bryan Norcross, our hurricane specialist. We'll get back with you again in about an hour or so. Thank you, sir.